A barrister Femi Falana, SAN, leads an organization known as ASCAP, and he invited all of us to do a protest across the country yesterday against growing insecurity in the country. So I left home to attend that protest alongside other friends. And upon approaching the Unity Fountain, we received intelligence that the police had locked the gates of Unity Fountain in Abuja. And when we arrived there, we engaged the police and explained to them that it is within our rights to have protests and that the police need not shut the gates of the place against us. But they refused. So when they refused, I asked the barrister who was beside me if he could reach the commissioner of police. And he called him and put him on a speakerphone. And we repeated to him that it was despicable of the police to prevent Nigerians from protesting. Since it's our fundamental human rights and it's our constitutional right as well, whatever their constitution is that they respect. He responded in Hausa language, which I heard a little bit of, that he had no hand in it and that he would talk to the people there to open the gate. So when I look back, discovered about 5 trucks, between 3 and 5 trucks of police officers had arrived at the scene. And we started singing solidarity songs. Peaceful protest. This was being live streamed, by the way, on my page at this point. And from nowhere, this woman, who I later learned is a CSP in the police, approached me with the gun that's referred to as a federal riot gun. It looks like a double barrel gun, but it's used in shooting projectiles of tear gas. It is not meant to be shot at persons, but it was at such a close range that she looked at me and said, "Sowore, you are the one here." And she shot me. And my tie on the outside started to give in. First, initially it was like a tongue. And then later, I noticed that blood was running underneath my trousers, my jeans trousers. And discovered I couldn't walk anymore and I fell to the ground. So upon falling to the ground, she instructed her men to be shooting more tear gas in our direction, apparently to prevent anybody from saving me. But 2 guys beside me picked me up and we entered the car to go to the hospital. It was on our way to the hospital that I discovered that my tire was just swelling and expanding. That we did a live video showing my situation. I had to remove my trousers, as they call it here, and we went to the hospital. We got halfway into the public hospital and we decided against it, that it's better to go to a private hospital. So we went to a private hospital and they began treating the injury on my thigh. We didn't know how big or serious it was, but I was just in a lot of pain. At this point, by the way, we had a cameraman from Roost TV who was taking videos of my pain and the treatment. It was inside the emergency room. And when we discovered that the hospital wasn't very well equipped for the level of pain and suspicion that this could be something different, we called another hospital and drove down to that second hospital, where I was eventually treated of my injuries. And I left the hospital in the evening when I felt a little bit okay, assisted to get into the car, and I came home. So That was exactly what happened yesterday, because I've seen some pro-government narratives, including in some mainstream TV stations and uh, uh, newspapers and radio stations, claiming that I was never shot at and that I was only acting a script. This is what is said when the DSS uh, abducted me in open court. They claim officially, the Buhari regime claimed that I was one who enacted that drama. The Senate, Nigerian Senate, then instituted an investigation. When they found out the truth, till today they could not release the outcome of the investigation. On between December 31st and January 1st, 2020, I was arrested at a protest at Gudu Junction, and police officers, upon realizing I was the one, beat the daylight out of me. The leader of that group, who has been identified as one Abdul Kabir, CSP as well, headbutted me and broke my nose here. So this is the third time the state, the Nigerian, the Buhari regime, sent police officers and officers of different security agencies to physically attack and try to finish me off. This is a pattern now that has become their nature. But I'm not here to banter words with them. I'm here to tell the story to our people, Nigerians, that they are running out of time. And in running out of time, the regime has become very desperate. And in being desperate, they will do a lot of crazy stuff with the aim of discouraging people like me and those who might follow our lead from challenging the incompetence, the wickedness, the cruelty, and inhuman nature of how the regime conducts its affairs. That is what you are seeing. They are not doing this to prove any other point that, look, we can take your life and nothing will happen. We will kill you and nothing will happen. And if you doubt it, this same woman, Atina Daniels, and Hyderia Atina Daniels, her name, used to be in SARS. She is the one who leads the killing of Shiites in Abuja each time they engage in peaceful protest. She's done this several times. And when people started reaching out to her yesterday, she started blocking people because she knew she had run out of time and her cover had been blown. Everybody who you ask about her said she was brought to Abuja to be doing this by the regime of Buhari. They endorse what she does. She's a cold-blooded killer. But she's not alone. There's another officer who is in the state police command named Pam, who directs her affairs, and the commissioner of police as well. They all work together. They direct her to go after me. They've done it to Charlie Boy before. They've done it to plenty of citizens. She once threatened our lawyer, Marshal Abubakar, threatened to shoot her in front of the Federal High Court. This is a well-known tactic by this particular officer. But the officer is just one of the people in the chain of murderous commands under the Buhari regime. She's not doing this alone. She's under clear directives or direction by superior officers and I believe people who are the presidency, who want her to carry out a murder of a major opposition figure in the country, and then they will defend it. Or they'll try to change the narrative using some of their friends in corrupt media, some of the corrupt media practitioners. I'm not referring to the entire media, but any media company, public media company, who will turn around an attempted assassination in broad daylight and claim that it was someone else that did it. You know what they're about. And that is what they've been trying to do since yesterday when this thing happened. That's what they've been trying to do. I feel better. As you can see, if you look at my thigh here, it's still bandaged. Uh, I've been treated very well, and I want to thank those doctors who gave me the best form of treatment. And the second hospital I went to, I don't want to mention the name of the hospital on air so that they don't go after people there. You don't put it beyond the regime to start going after hospitals who treat victims of high-handedness, cruelty, and torture in this country. But honestly, these things are happening because we have been condoning, and I'm talking about the majority of our people, we have been condoning the criminal nature of the Buhari regime for too long. When they killed over 300 Shiites in one night, I would say it's just Shiites now. Then they moved to the southeastern part of the country. They killed IPOD members who are engaging in peaceful protests at a high school. That's how they started. They just opened fire on them. Some people said, well, it's no big deal, they are secessionists. And then they moved to young people at Lekki toll gates, shot and killed them, and asked people who were crying to explain where are the bodies. You kill people, took away their bodies, and you ask the victims of your cruelty to explain to you where are the bodies. When they were done with Lekki, or hadn't been done with Lekki, they as well moved on to somewhere else. This time, it wasn't even anywhere we thought they would. They went to River State with the collaboration with Governor Wike, Nyesom Wike. What did they do? They also killed lots of young people. Anybody that was below the age of 17, I mean, above the age of 17 was a target if you're male. The ones they couldn't kill, they transported them out of River State, Oyibo, and detained them in army barracks. Some of them are just being released recently. So, as I said today to TVC online on Twitter, when they try to change this narrative, I said, you know, when it comes to impunity and repression, there is enough to go around. There's enough to go around. And you're going to see that very soon. It will get to the owners of the newspapers that are encouraging impunity. Bola Tinubu and co. You will soon get to them. You will get to the ones that are collecting bribe to change stories. You will get to the influencers who say to you, when they know very clearly that the regime is bad, that it's all right, it will get to you. Those who say to young people who have been detained in Kogi that they have no rights to express their disappointment with the government because they're getting data, it will get to you, it will get to everybody. But to those of you who are keeping faith with the movement and doing what is right, you will be surprised that we might be getting closer to liberty and freedom than we can ever imagine. We are. And that is why I want to encourage people. We have an action coming up on June 12, 2021. And we encourage you to come out en masse, nationwide, worldwide, to confront this regime. This regime is a murderous regime. This regime is here to destroy, kill, and decimate Nigerians. There's no any other way to describe it. There's no any other way to paint it. Buhari is here to finish off Nigeria and Nigerians. The only way to stop him is for all of us to come out and at once. They cannot kill everybody. They can't. They cannot kill everybody. If we all decide that we're coming out at once and putting an end to this impunity. And you can trust me on this side. If I have one leg left, I will protest. I will fight for my rights. If I have one drop of blood left, I will fight to make sure that what is happening to us now will not happen to another generation. You see, somehow, part of the reason why we are suffering this is because our parents did nothing when they were confronted with evil. It's because our grandparents did nothing when they were confronted with evil. And some of us are saying, well, we have plan B. We want to leave the country. And trust me, plan B is also going to happen in a place where people have made sacrifices before. If you are running to the US, don't forget that Martin Luther King died so that blacks can even get a visa to go there, or blacks can live in the States. If you're running to South Africa, don't forget Mandela spent 27 years in prison and a lot of blacks died. Shabby massacre happened so that you, who is running away, can live in a free South Africa or a multiracial South Africa. If you are running to Europe, don't forget people made sacrifices to build Europe as well, including stealing from Africans to build Europe. So wherever you go, don't forget that people have made sacrifices. But as for me, and I know people hate to hear this, especially those of my friends who feel I've run out of time here, I should just run away, leave. Don't worry about me, I'm going to die any day. Anyways, I'm going to die whether I run away now or later. Everybody will die someday. And I'm not an exception. This life must be lived for a purpose. And that is why we cannot give up on this plot to save whatever is left of Nigeria. So it's the reason I came on right now to have this conversation with those of you who have been asking questions and those who might be having difficulties dealing with regime puppets here and there who are, putting out narratives that you feel is discouraging. Some of you that are complaining are actually saying this because you look at it and say, Nigeria is not worth dying for, because of the way some Nigerians behave or say things. But don't look at those people who are saying those things. Some of them are doing it because they love the regime. Some of them are doing it because they have a disease called Stockholm syndrome. They're in love with the people punishing them. And some of them are doing it because this is a game. Some of them are doing it because there's some little money in it. I don't know what are those things, but what I'm talking to you about is my own personal conviction that we must do this. If not now, we will be forced to do it someday, somehow. So that's why I came here to speak, and I know a lot of you have great questions, number of questions for me. I'm still recuperating, as you can see. My leg, my thigh is still in bandage, and I still have some mobility issues, but I'm getting better. I'm not going to be sucking here telling you that this is, if there's a protest today and somebody can put me on a wheelchair, I'll go. Let them come and shoot me there. But one thing I know for sure is that no one of them will get away with this. For those of you who may not know, I was one of the young people who fought against Babangida, fought against Abacha. And there was a time that everybody was scared of Abacha, scared of Babangida. There was a time in this country we were scared of Obasanjo. We'll go and look at all of them now. Obasanjo became a letter writer. Abacha is gone. Babangida is vegetable, because nothing lasts forever. Buhari is not going to last forever. I actually believe that Buhari is no longer in control of his psychomotor. The man has dementia. They are just hiding behind him as a mannequin to perpetrate evil against the people of Nigeria. And they want to do it in such a way that they will give themselves the opportunity to govern whatever is left of Nigeria. Except, of course, Nigerians rise up. Rise up now. Rise up now. And we invite you, June 12th, wherever you may be. Come out. They cannot kill everybody. Even policemen are tired. Soldiers are tired in this country. The people they want to send after you, they too need liberty. They need to be free. So please, on June 12th, wherever you may be, just come out and let's fight this once and for all. The regime is scared. I'm telling you. You know that in 2019 I spent time in detention with them. And of course they are free to come and carry me anytime they want. When they discover the detention will not work, that's why they are trying this other attempt to shoot me or try to injure me or physically disable my body or kill me. This is what desperation does to a dying regime. The regime is dying. It's the dying regime. And I guarantee you that we will win over them if we bond together and fight this battle once and for all. And as I keep saying when I address you through Facebook and other platforms, don't let bad people overwhelm you. They are usually very few, but you know, they'll come and make it sound like they are plenty. No, the people holding this country to ransom are not more than 1%. They're not even up to 1%. But they make it look as if they're bigger than that because they have VIP protection, they have money that they are stolen, and they have people who, regardless of what they do, will support the evil they are doing, either because they come from the ethnic group or they have religious affiliation with them, or generally because people are ignorant, you know. So this is where we are. Somebody is trying to call me while this is going on. Please do not call. I don't have the ability to pick up live calls here. So this is where we are, guys. I'm happy, you know, to be able to talk to you today. The story could have been different, but that wouldn't have stopped the day from breaking. It would be that here comes the man who did his best and had to leave at the appointed time. But I'm still here with you, and there is no going back. There's no giving up on the struggle for justice, social justice in this country, Nigeria. So I want to thank you very much. I've received a lot of calls, nice messages. I've received some of the messages that are not too nice. It doesn't matter what they are. It's just that I am completely convinced that Buhari must go if Nigeria is going to start to mend, you know, the last 5 disastrous years. It's more than 5, it's 6 now. But this problem started since 1960. It will be dangerous. It will be sad if we keep on going in this failed system and another person is elected because INEC has no credibility. They will elect one of them if we keep going like this. And one day we have to sit in front of the camera like this and be telling you, or some people will be saying that, oh, Buhari was a better president than the new one. And guess what? If Tinubu becomes the next president of Nigeria, Buhari will look like an angel beside him. If Atiku becomes your next president, Buhari will look like an angel beside him. And you know there's no difference. The other day, Atiku was returning from a trip. Tinubu went and welcomed him at the airport. These guys are like 5 and 6. They are twin brothers. So, but here is not a political conversation. Here is that don't let anybody deceive you. If we keep going like this, we will not reach 2023 in one piece. It's not possible. In fact, I'm worried that Nigeria may not even reach the end of 2021 at the rate at which we are going at breakneck speed towards perdition. So that's why I'm here today, and I want to thank you guys very much again. I'm here to invite you to come out en masse on June 12th. We are due for a revolution in this country, and we are not going to kill anybody. We are going to come out en masse. That's what I'm encouraging you. And tell the leaders that the power of the people is far bigger than the people in power. Thank you.